I make the comparison, because people would say, well, Ted, you have money. Why do you trade? It's like, I enjoy it. And I grew in trading. I grew up in trading, essentially. My wealth grew in trading. My wealth didn't come from selling a big business. I didn't have rich parents. I didn't have any of that. I had a good job. I was able to build myself that way. I was already financially okay when I had my job. Now I'm just even better at that point, and I'm working for myself. So that's where it comes from. So going back to that, you now are trying to find an out. You're trying to pay back that $100, and you're doing it by any means possible because it's a stressor for you. It's triggering you because of the fact that, you owe this friend $100. Anybody who is a decent person, if you borrow money, the idea is you pay it back, right? Like, everybody who's a decent person will do that. Maybe you're not a decent person and you just borrow money from people and you just run off. You're going to basically run out of friends sooner or later, because once you do that to 10 people, the next person is probably going to come around and be like, hey, didn't you borrow money from so-and-so and not pay them back? We're not giving you money either. Eventually it comes to an end, right? So let's be perfect people. Let's be genuine people and say, hey, I really want to pay my friend back the $100. So now you're using trading as an outlet to pay back that $100, but you are worried because this is your last $20. You have that stress, and now every decision that you make in trading is coming from the ability to pay back that $100. Right? So when we break this down, it's not about the trade allocation or the trade selection anymore. It's, why are we trading to begin with, and what are my decisions pending on, right? So when we start deep diving into our brains, we have to take a step into the next level. And a lot of people, will say this is pretty straightforward. A lot of other people will be like, wow, this is like mind-blowing, right? It's because you've never really done, you've never really done a deep dive on yourself. A lot of people are in their 20s, and a lot of people maybe are in their 30s. Maybe, you haven't really taken perspective on yourself. Maybe you just always figured that, I am dumb because I'm dumb, right? So when we look at impatience, when we look at agitation, it comes from a trigger. So when we can identify those triggers, we can learn how to control them, right? So when you're trading, and I hear these stories all the time, I've overtraded, I've over-leveraged, I've blown my account. Chances are, in that blowing of the account, you had 1, 2, 3, maybe four perfect trades, 4 very good trades. Let's put it that way. So out of 100 trades, you were probably able to at least get 1 positive trade. Everyone could probably say that. If I took a poll right now, there's 240 people on this Zoom call. I could take a poll and be like, okay, if you've traded a live account or you've traded once, you've probably had a good trade. You've probably made money at some point, and everybody would raise their hand and be like, yes. So then my question becomes, well, why can't you do that again? And then now suddenly you look at yourself and you're like, well, all the excuses come up. Well, the trade reversed on me. I traded at resistance. I traded at support. I was trading in a ranging market. So now when you deep dive further, does it have something to do with your trading ability or the reason why you were making those trades at that particular time? Why were we trying to trade on Thursday night at 8:45 in the evening if we already made money today? What's the rationale behind that? As a human being, why are we making those decisions? So when you take a step back, is it because you're trying to trade and get better, or is it because you're chasing something? Are you chasing money, right? So now suddenly, when we step back, we made 3% this morning, right? But the 3% was only $3 to paying off the $100, right? So now you have $3 to pay your friend and you'll owe him $97, but you're not thinking of that. What you're thinking of now is you're saying, hey, I still have to make $97 to pay that person back. You're not thinking about, hey, I made $3 today because I put myself in the best position to win. You're not looking at that. You're looking at what you owe. You're not looking at what you made. That's where you start to get into trouble. Because if you looked at what you made today, as an example, and you made the $100, you would not be trading right now, because you would have withdrawn the $100. You would have gone to the ATM or wherever you've gone. You would have taken that $100 and you would have ran over to your friend and you would have been like, yo, here's the $100. Leave me the fuck alone. Here's your money. I'm sorry that I borrowed it from you, but you're an asshole. You bugged me every week. I didn't have the money to pay you back. Otherwise, I would have paid you back right away. Problem solved, right? Problem solved. Now you have no stress, because you can go out with your friend tomorrow and hang out. Well, we can't because we're in COVID, but if you could, you would be going out and be like, we're all good now, because it's like, I have a weight lifted off my shoulders. I paid back my friend the money, right? We would all agree to that. But because you only made the $3, you're short 97, your situation hasn't changed, right? Our situation hasn't changed. Whether you made $3 or you made $1 or you made $80, you still haven't made the $100, right? This is where the mentality of the majority of people live. They live in that place. It's either all or nothing, right? Because in your mind, $80 is just as good as $3, because that person, you owe them $100, right? But then you say, well, Ted, no, you're wrong. $80 is closer to $20 or closer to $100. I agree. But has it changed the situation? Are you able to pay back your friend? The answer is still no. This is where you have to learn the logic. Whether you have $80 or $3, can you pay back the $100? The answer is no. So what's the difference between $80 and $3? Well, Ted, $80, I'm closer to my goal. Right. You're closer to your goal. But how did you get to the $80 from the $3? You still had to do the same thing over and over again. From the $80 to the $100, you still have to do the same thing over and over again. You still have to be on guard from $80 to $81 to $82 to $83 to $84 to $85 to $86 to $87, all the way up to $100. You still have to be putting yourself in that same position to win every single time. It doesn't matter. The only time it stops mattering is when you reach the $100 target. Up until the $100 target, every decision that you make will be equally important. It will be equally important to you, whether you have $3 in your bank account or you have $300 in your bank account. If you do not have the money to pay what you need to pay, every decision that you make is of equal importance. It doesn't matter whether you're risking 50 cents or $50. The decision and the idea behind risk has to be the same. You have to put the same perspective on each decision you make, no matter what you are risking. That is your goal. That is how you solve your problems of greed. That is how you solve your problems of impatience. You have to do that every single time. Okay? You have to figure that out, and you have to say to yourself, listen, this is the decision that I'm making every single time. This is what I have to do day in and day out. And then you say to yourself, well, Ted, that means that we're a robot. That means that we are. Yes, agreed. Are we going to stray away from those plans? Yes, many times. There's always going to be a opportunity where you stray away, right? Perfect example. You trade right now and you turn around and you say, okay, well, I'm going to, I made 5% today. I'm going to trade in the evening and I'm going to see what I can do, right? That's what everyone says. right? You had a good day this morning. I guarantee you, there's 277 people right now listening to this. I guarantee you at least 150 people have opened the charts. Right now, I guarantee you at least 150 people have opened the charts at least one time today after they finished trading, if they were done trading this morning. I guarantee you. I guarantee you. I opened the charts today. I opened the charts. I opened the charts this afternoon. But what was the difference? I opened the charts because I wanted to see what was happening. I didn't open the charts because I wanted to trade. I opened the charts because I wanted to see what was happening. What I've done is I've trained my mind to understand that, hey, I can still open charts. I can still look at trades. I can still look at things, but I'm not going to click the button buy or sell. I don't need to do that. Because why? I've already been burned enough times as a trader to realize that I'm going to make a dumb mistake, right? I know I'm going to make a dumb mistake. It's not my time to trade. It could be 18,000 other people's times to trade. It's not my time. Why? Because it's not optimal for what I'm doing. I made money this morning. I did what I needed to do. Well, actually, I didn't make money this morning. I didn't trade this morning. But you know what I mean. If I had made an attempt, I would have done that, and I would have been done. So now, what does that allow me to do? That allows me to prevent or preserve capital. It allows me not to make a mistake, but more importantly, it's now conditioning me to say, hey, I know I want to trade. Everybody has the urge to trade because trading is fun. Trading is exciting. Trading is something that, everybody wants to do, right? And when we do that, that's, it's a rush. You get that rush. But why are we getting that rush? It's because, hey, I'm making money. The money's coming fast. The money's coming easy. So now what we have to do as people is we have to take a step back and now understand, why are we getting that rush? Why are we getting that rush? Okay. So now let's break ourselves down even further. Why are you getting the urge to trade right now, right? So the standard items still apply. I'm very impatient. I need money. I see opportunities in the market. I need to pay bills. I need to pay somebody back, things of that nature. So now that we know that, and now that, what we're doing in terms of understanding that, we have to take a step back again and say, okay, why can't we control those urges? Okay. We have triggers, right? So we have triggers. I need money. I like trading. I didn't make enough money today, right? So I need money. I didn't make enough money. I like trading. I get a rush from trading, right? Everyone gets a rush from trading. You click the buy button, and what does everybody do? Or you click the sell button, everybody sits there and watches your trade, right? Because it's exciting. It's exciting being right. It's exciting making money, right? So let's focus on those two topics right now. Those two topics that we've broken into now. It's exciting being right, and it's exciting making money. Okay. Pull those topics, and let's do this. Okay. So let's go over here. Let's talk at these topics. It's exciting to make money. It's exciting to be right. Okay. Now we have those two topics. It's exciting to make money. It's exciting to be right. Why? Why is it exciting? One, well, make money, spend money, right? Buy fun stuff, enjoy life, right? Exciting to be right. means I did good, means I am happy, right? Because it's very rare that when you're right, you're upset, right? You know, you don't, when your favorite sports team wins, you don't turn around and be like, oh man, I can't believe they won. I'm upset. No, you're like, man, I'm happy they won. They were right. I was right. They were going to win. Okay. So now we have those emotions. We have those emotions inside of our head. Now, when you're looking at this, you're like, man, this is making a lot of sense because you've never broken this down before. I guarantee you, now we have 300 people here. I guarantee you at least half the people in here have never looked at their emotions when they've made money or when they've been right. They've never looked at those emotions and dissected those emotions. What they've done is they've yearned for those emotions again and again. Now, is there something wrong with that? Possibly. Let's take a step into this now. If I'm excited to make money, what's the opposite reaction when I don't make money? I'm not excited. I'm upset, right? So now I have a negative emotion attached with not making money. Whether I lose money or not making money, it's not exciting, right? That's not a fun emotion. That's not a fun emotion that you want to be a part of, right? You don't want to be upset. You don't want to be in a bad mood. You don't want to be you don't want to be bored. You want to be excited, right? There's a reason why roller coasters or theme parks make so much money. There is excitement. There's a reason why there's no theme park called the library. The library is boring. Some people find it exciting. Oh, I love reading. I love books. But there's so many restrictions, right? You got to be quiet. You can't run around in the library. There's books everywhere. There's stuff, right? So now when we identify these emotions, it doesn't mean that they're bad. It means we have to understand where this emotion is coming from. What are we lacking in our lives that it's exciting to make money? We're lacking something in our lives because money has made us excited. You know what we're lacking? We're lacking fulfillment and we're lacking validation. Where does that fulfillment and that validation come from? It comes from yourself, right? If you had all the money in the world, you still would not be happy because there would be something lacking in you, right? Think about it logically. If you had all the money in the world, but nobody loved you or nobody cared about you, you would still be lacking that validation. So what would you do? You would want to be hanging out with a lot of people. You would want to meet people because you're missing something. So when we as human beings are missing something in ourselves, that is what creates the emotion, right? It's exciting to make money because when we make money, we can go buy stuff. We can go enjoy things, right? Because it's validating ourselves. When you go to the store and you're able to make that purchase, you're able to buy that pair of shoes, you're able to buy that t-shirt, you're able to buy whatever, you feel good for that 5 minutes because you bought something that you wanted. You didn't buy something that you needed, right? Nobody needs 10 pairs of shoes. You want 10 pairs of shoes because you want a pair of shoes for going out at night. You want a pair of shoes for working out in. You want a pair of shoes for just hanging out in. You want a pair of shoes to match your track pants. You want a pair of shoes to match your jacket. You want a pair of shoes to match your jeans, right? You want all those ideas. You want all those things. So now that's where that excitement comes from, and that's why you have that urge to start trading again. Okay? So now we have to take that into account, and we just have to take a step back and we have to say to ourselves, okay, if I'm excited to win a trade, I understand why I'm excited because I want to buy stuff, I want to win money. Okay, take the excitement out of the trade. Take the idea of buying something out of the trade and now evaluate the trade without emotion. Did I make the best decision to take this trade? Did I make the best decision to enter this trade? And if I can do that, then I know I'm doing the right thing. And I don't have to be excited about making money because I know I made the right decision. I'm confident in what I'm going to do, but more importantly, I'm confident that I'm going to do it again, and the money becomes a byproduct of my confidence and my ability to execute. And suddenly now I'm not excited about making money, but more importantly, I'm not excited to be right because I know I'm right. Right? If you know, if you've watched a movie 20 times, do you still get excited when the action sequence comes on? Not really, because you sort of know what's going to happen. You know, a guy's going to jump out of a building, the guy's going to drive a car, it's going to blow up stuff. Is it exciting? Not really. But do you like it? Yes, we do. You know, you'll watch a movie 10 times because that's your favorite movie. Well, why aren't you applying that to trading, right? You don't get excited to watch that movie again, but you do enjoy it. So this is where when you separate those emotions, it's okay to trade. Don't get excited about it. Because what you do is when you remove the excitement from trading, when you don't make money, you are not going to be disappointed. When you're not right, you're not going to be disappointed. Your emotions are now going to be, they're going to remain level because you weren't excited when you were taking the trade, you were confident. That's the difference. So we remove the excitement from what we're doing to create emotion, and we are putting confidence in that replacement. Now what we do is we take away this. So we take away this and we do this. Let's do this. We kill that, right? We kill that, and then we say, I'm confident in making money. Take away this and do this, and say, I'm confident in being right. Okay? So now when we change our tone and we change the way that we approach this, suddenly now that's not fun, right? Is it exciting to be confident? Right? What's the emotion that's associated with confidence? Confidence is an emotion. Confidence is a state of being, right? Excitement is an emotion. Confidence is an emotion too, but you don't jump around being confident, right? You don't do that. What you do is you perform at a level when you're confident, right? When we're excited, we act irrationally. We jump around, people cheer, they jump up. When we're confident, we don't jump up and down. We're confident. Now suddenly your mind is shifting, right? We're confident that we're right. It's expected, right? Because confidence is expectation. I'm going to turn left right now on this street. I know how to drive. I'm confident to turn left. I'm not excited to turn left, right? I'm not getting excited because I can turn left. I'm confident in what I'm doing. So now when we look at what we're doing, we change our emotional state. And suddenly now we are working on a level because we understand what we want to do and understand where we get there, right? So now if I'm confident and we go back to our $100 loan, right? If we go back to our $100 loan and now I have to pay my friend back $100, if I'm confident that I can pay him back, I'm not going to be impatient. I'm not going to get agitated. I'm not going to be upset because I know I'm going to be able to pay him back. How did I become confident? Because I had tools at my disposal that would get me the funds I needed. I know I would get the funds. I didn't know how long it would take me, but I'm confident I can do it. I'm not excited that I'm winning money. I should be winning money. I'm confident that I'm getting money. I'm not upset when I lose because I'm confident that I will win the trade again later. So I don't have to worry about this losing trade. Now, suddenly we've shifted our minds and suddenly we're now deep inside of ourselves, right? We're deep in thought because we've changed the way that we've approached what we're doing. So now the question becomes, well, how do I get confidence? Where does my confidence come from? And how do I change that? Because I'm excited when I hit a half-court shot because I've never done it before. I'm confident when I hit a layup because I've done it many times, right? If you watch basketball as an example, when someone does a layup, the cheer is there, right? People are excited, they get a cheer. But when someone does a dunk, there's a bigger cheer. Why? Because we don't see that as often, right? So now when we bring that back into trading, what don't we see often? Well, I don't see wins. I don't see money, Ted. I don't see myself holding trades. I don't see myself, managing not to risk over risk. I don't see myself managing over leveraging, right? When we do it, we get excited, right? You win a trade on Rakil's live stream, the YouTube chat lights up. Everybody lights up. Hey, we won. The excitement. Why? Because you weren't confident that you were going to win. Because if you had seen that trade over and over and over again, it wouldn't be exciting. You'd be like, I told you so. You would be confident that that's what would happen again. So now do you see what's changing? Where do we get our confidence from? We get our confidence from experience. Where does our experience come from? Our experience comes from repetition. Our experience comes from testing our strategies. Our experience comes from understanding what's happening in the market. That's where our experience comes from. Okay? Where do we need to get from that experience? We need education. We need to understand what's happening in the market. We need to ask ourselves why, and we need to be able to put ourselves in a position to win, right? So now the question becomes, well, how much experience is enough experience? Well, the experience that you have, it can vary on anybody, right? It can be here. Here's where, suddenly now these ideas come into play, right? If you have time to trade, education and background in finances. So now you start looking at where are my gaps in my learning and how do I fill those gaps, right? How can I stay consistent, right? That's our first question. How do we stay consistent? Well, consistency. Where does consistency come from, right? Repetition. For fuck's sakes. Repetition, comes from, understanding. It comes from, testing. It comes from journaling. It comes from journaling. So that's where our consistency comes from, right? So when we have this, now suddenly, okay, my consistency is going to improve when I have repetition, when I have understanding, when I test what I'm doing, when I journal what I'm doing, because I'm able to solve those ideas. Because everything from consistency now ties back into how do I hold trades longer? Well, if I work on repetition of holding longer trades, I'll be able to hold trades longer. If I have an understanding of the higher time frames, I'm going to be able to hold trades longer. If I test the higher time frames, I'm going to be able to hold trades longer. right? If I know what I'm testing and I repeat it, I journal, I'm going to be able to hold trades longer because I'm going to be able to look at what I've done in terms of, I guess, my trading, things of that nature. And what I've done is I've basically taken steps to hold trades longer. I've tested, I've done repetition, I've experienced this over and over again. So my confidence is there now to hold trades longer. And my confidence comes from my consistency. If I'm doing the same thing over and over again, it becomes easier, right? We always use the same analogy of standing up. Like if I tell everybody right now who's sitting down to stand up, do you think about standing up or do you just stand up? You just stand up because you've done repetition. You don't have to think about it. You just do it. That's where you have to get to with trading, is you've done enough repetition in trading that you just do it now. You're not concerned about the outcome because you've won so many trades, you've lost so many trades that you understand what you're doing and why you're doing it. That's where you're coming from, okay? So now we cover those two topics. So let's do this. Let's do that. Let's do this. Okay, so we did those. Okay, so now here comes our next one, right? This is our next one. How can I not overtrade or over leverage? Oh, sorry, I forgot to put that in there. Let me just type that in there. Or over leverage, right? So where does over trading and over leveraging come from, right? So where does that come from? Right over here. Goes back to our analogy. It goes back to our analogy of having $100, right? Owing somebody $100. So when we owe someone $100, we have a lack of funds, right? We have a lack of funds. We need to get those funds. So what are we trying to do? We're trying to get those funds as fast as possible, right? And the lack of funds forces you to make decisions that you normally wouldn't make, right? So let's take for example, let's go to a casino, okay? Let's go to a casino and let's all go to the casino together, okay? So we're all going to go to the casino. I would say right now we've got 323 people here. I guarantee you there will be, out of 323 people, I guarantee you there'll be about 200 people, so maybe about a third of the people or 2/3 of the people that are going there, and what are they going to say? Very easily, man, I hope I make money today going to the casino. Man, if I win $1,000, I'm going to be cool. I'm going to be happy. Man, imagine if you hit a jackpot, right? That's what we do. We go to a casino. Nobody goes to the casino and says, I hope I lose, right? Everyone goes to the casino and says, I hope I win, right? Because the people that are going to the casino are going on hope, right? We're going on hope. So now when we look at trading and we look at, why are we over trading or over leveraging? It's because we're hoping. What are we hoping for? We're hoping that we make money, right? Because we need that money. We need that money to pay back that $100. So we're taking trades on hope because in theory, how our brain works, and everyone's going to sit here and say the same thing, is if I trade every day, I have an opportunity to make money in the market, right? 100% correct. Not going to dispute it. Not going to argue with you. I agree. If you go to the market every day, there is an opportunity for you to make money. I agree. I'm not going to dispute that. But what I'm going to dispute is, Are you smart enough every single day to find that opportunity in the market? This is where we go back to self-discovery. This is where we look again at self-discovery, right? Am I smart enough to find that opportunity in the market? I go to number 7. I think I'm better than everyone else, right? Because if I look at every session, I can find a trade. I'm better than everybody else. If I look at the market every single day, I am better than everybody else because I can find a trade. Doesn't mean it's the right trade. It means that I can still find a trade though, right? And what does that do to me? That puts me in a position of risk. Because now suddenly, because I don't like hearing the truth and I think I'm better than everyone, I think I can beat the market every time I show up to the market. Now I have that excitement back, right? Because now I have to prove that I'm right. Essentially, that's what I'm doing, right? I'm going to show everybody that I can trade every single session, I can trade every single day, and I can find profitable trades. I can look at every single pair, and I can find profitable trades. Take a step back. Who are you doing that for? Do you really need to prove to yourself that you're the best? No, because everybody inside their mind should believe that they're the best. What you want to do is you want to go tell it to the next person. There is your problem. You can believe that you're the best. You can believe you're better than everybody else, but you don't need to prove it to somebody else. When you remove the idea of having to prove what you do, how you do it, why you do it, life becomes easier. Life becomes straightforward. You didn't have to prove to anybody today that you had dinner, right? But what do people do? People take pictures of their food and send it around to other people to show them. Why? I think I'm better than everybody else because I had a steak dinner, right? Nobody takes pictures of craft dinner. Nobody takes pictures of a ham sandwich and says, man, this was the best ham sandwich ever, because ham sandwiches are boring, right? Anyone can make a ham sandwich. Not everybody can go to that famous steakhouse. Not everybody can buy that Lamborghini. Not everybody can drive that supercar. Not everybody can go on that vacation. So what are you doing? You're proving to everybody else that you are better than everybody else. You're not proving it to yourself. You just want to see the look on everybody's face. Wow, look at what Ted did. Ted went out and bought a supercar. Man, Ted's the best, right? Look at the comments on people's posts when they post something of a milestone, right? Think about it. People post. What do they post? They post a picture of the thing that they bought. They stand in front of it and they say, this was a combination of hard work and talent and dedication and experience and this. And what does everybody do? Fire symbols, clapping, oh, way to go, happy day, congratulations. Okay. Should we be happy for people? 100%. I'm the first person to clap for that next person. I agree. You know what? That person did well. They bought the Lamborghini. It's good. Happy for them. They bought the McLaren. Happy for them. They bought the Tesla. Happy for them. Super happy. Super excited for them. But why did they post? that? Why didn't they post about the groceries that they bought that day too? Right? Everybody can buy groceries, right? Going grocery shopping is not an accomplishment, right? It's not an accomplishment. You got to eat. Now, take a step back, apply the same sense of urgency to grocery shopping that you do with your trading, and take away the same sense of urgency you have to post your favorite supercar, your favorite watch, your favorite trip, your favorite woman, your favorite man. Post your grocery shopping. If you can post your grocery shopping and you can get as excited as you want with groceries that you would with buying your next supercar, you've reached that level, because everything to you is awesome. And you're no longer impressing people because you are living a great life. You put the same emphasis on groceries that you do on your new pair of Louis Vuitton shoes, right? Ask how many people do that. Ask how many people do that. Do you post that can of Coke that you just drank? No. Everybody can buy a can of Coke, right? That's what we want to try and do. Oh, yes. So someone just commented. I'm not directing this at anybody. I'm just using examples. Like I thoroughly not directing this at anybody. I don't want people to go back and start drama. It's not that. What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to show how we go through things emotionally and where we can fix that. Okay, so just don't take that out of context. I could say Bentley, I could say Rolls Royce. It's just that's it. Yeah. So I mean, so yeah, so we're doing that. So just in case, like I don't want anybody to do that. But what I'm trying to say is have the same level of excitement that you do for buying groceries that you do with trading. Okay? So now when you do that, suddenly now that emotional state is gone, right? And when we look at that, we can go back to saying, okay, well, how do I not over trade or over leverage? Well, do you go out and buy groceries every day? No. You buy groceries when you need them, right? And you look at that as an example. I mean, you can say that that's a stretch. You might need groceries every day. But for the most part, people buy groceries once a week. I buy groceries once a week. I'm good. But what I'm saying is take the same level of ability that you do with grocery shopping and apply that to trading, right? Grocery shopping is very mechanical. You buy things that you need. Trade when the ability is there to trade. You're not going to buy more groceries than you can eat. Why are you trading more than you need to trade? This is where you have that paradox, because right away people say, hey, I need to make money to live. I need groceries to eat. But once I eat my food, I'm full, but I'll never be full when it comes to making money because I can always make some more. And I don't disagree with that. You could spend your whole life making as much money as you want. You can work 6 jobs. You could buy 10 houses. You can turn around and buy real estate, invest, build businesses. Now, take a step back and ask yourself, what and why are you doing what you're doing? And who are you doing it for? Because at the end of the day, if you're doing this for people who care about you, they are not going to get upset about how long it's taking you to do something, right? If you told your parents Mom and Dad, I'm going to start trading, and when I make enough money, I'm going to retire you. I'm going to make sure that you're taken care of because you took care of me. And your mom and dad will say, son, daughter, that's very noble of you. We really like that. They are not going to turn around and say, well, if you don't do this, you're out of the family, right? So therefore, there should be no pressure on you. The pressure arises from when you want to prove it to other people. I think I'm better than everyone else. I don't like hearing the truth, right? We are now validating ourselves against people who don't really care about us, right? Because if you did not use that validation, there would be no sense of urgency because you wouldn't be worried. You don't have a job. That's okay. You will find another job. You don't want to take the job offered to you because I think I'm better than that job. I don't want to hear the truth that I'm not better than that job. I think I'm better than everyone else. So now look at what you've done to yourself. You've taken a potential opportunity to make money because you don't think that you should be doing that job. You've applied stress to yourself now because you want to trade for a living but have no money, and you're trying to validate your trading to people who don't truly care about you. Now this is where you have your problems. So if we rewind and take the job and realize we're not better than everybody else, we slowly start to trade because we're earning money on the side. We don't have pressure because we're not validating ourselves with anybody. We're not showing anything off. And the people that we are telling truly care about us. So I've told my brother and my sister that I'm trading, and I hope one day to take them on a vacation. And you know what they will say to me? Thank you, Ted, for taking us on this vacation. But if you don't do it, it's okay. We are still family, right? So my sisters, my brothers, my grandmother, my grandfather will be happy that I'm trying to pursue my dream. They're not going to be upset with the outcome of the fact that they're not taking the trip. You know who's going to be upset? You are, because you weren't able to post that on social media to show everybody that you are better than everybody else, right? People who are not seeking validation are more successful in life because there's a freedom associated with not having to validate yourself. And when you validate yourself, the people who care about you, they will always care for you just doing the best that you possibly can. They will never ask you to do more than you can. They will never get upset with you if you don't do it. The people who get upset with you are the people who don't care about you. The people who turn around and comment about what you didn't do are the people who don't care about you. So now when you start doing that, you're going to feel a lot better about yourself. No charity. Think about it this way. Every time you perform an action, ask yourself, if you were doing this for charity, would the charity turn around and say to you, hey, you didn't do good enough? Would any charity tell you that you didn't do good enough? No. So if you use that as an example in the way that you live your life, you will feel so much better about yourself, because a charity will never turn down your volunteer work. A charity will never turn down a donation. A charity will be thankful for what you do. If you turn your life into the perspective of a charity, you will feel better about yourself, because you will be doing charitable acts. You will be working with people who are happy just that you're working with them. They will be satisfied that you tried your best, and you will feel better about yourself. The pressure will leave your body. You won't have to feel that you need to make $1,000 today, because you will realize the people in your corner are cheering you on to do the best that you can. The job that you've taken is not beneath you. The job is helping you. The job is putting you in perspective to get to where you need to be. Everything that you do is always going to be for your benefit, and it's going to be better. When you put that into perspective, suddenly you don't need to overtrade anymore, because the money that you thought you needed, you don't need, because the people that you are trying to impress are already impressed with your ability to do what you're doing right now. And that's being the best person that you can be. The people that are not impressed with your money are the people that will never be impressed with you ever. That's where you need to be in your life. Surround yourself with people who are impressed just to know who you are. They are not impressed with what you own, what you do, how you do it. They're just impressed to know you as a person, to be able to shake your hand, to be able to call you up, to be able to message you. They're impressed just with who you are. Surround yourself with those people. Well, Ted, I don't find those people anywhere. Start with your family. Start with your closest friends. Start with your significant other, and see if they're there for you because of who you are and not because of what you are. You have succeeded with that, and there is no pressure. You won't be over trading anymore because you won't need that money. You won't be over leveraging anymore because you won't have to impress people with your trades. You'll be focused on your vision. You'll be focused on your goals because you're doing it for the right reasons. You're buying the Lamborghini because you built yourself. You're not buying the Lamborghini for somebody else. You're not buying the Tesla for someone else. You're not buying the private jet flight for someone else. You're doing it for yourself. And you know what that becomes? That becomes normal life. And buying a private jet flight, taking a vacation, becomes normal life. And suddenly going on vacation turns into grocery shopping. There's no mystery around it. There's no excitement around it, right? Put everything together and compare it to grocery shopping. When you get to a stage in your life that what you're doing resembles grocery shopping every single day, that's when you've achieved ultimate success. Because you are no longer worried about what people are doing, because everybody has to do that. Everybody has to go grocery shopping. Your life is one big grocery shopping every day. Every day you're going grocery shopping. And that grocery shopping can be for you. It could be buying a car. It could be buying a house. It could be, going to dinner with friends. That's your version of grocery shopping. Suddenly you don't need validation from anyone else because it's boring for you. And it's not boring in the sense that you're not having fun, but it's something that's routine. When things become routine, suddenly life becomes easier, and the people that are around you respect you more because it's a routine. You're not overdoing things. You're not overzealous. You're not better than anybody else. You're living the life according to you. Put that in perspective. Put that all together. Give yourself that opportunity. And as you progress as a trader, keeping these things in mind, you will have unlimited success, because the success will not define you. You will define the success. You will define what it means to be successful, because the people around you will always be your cheerleader, will always say that you did great. And they won't be doing that because of the fact that they like you for for strange reasons, it's because that's what they expected of you. That's what they want you to believe. Your parents will always be your cheerleader. No how much they hate you, they will always cheer you on to be the best person you can be. You are always going to get what you deserve, not what you think you deserve. Okay? So when you put yourself in that perspective, you will see the success. You will put the work in, not for validation, but because that's what you truly want to do by any means possible. You will take that job that you didn't want. You will take it with pride because you will realize that that job is a stepping stone to something greater, and that you were able to take that job when no one else wanted it and make something of it. And that extra money brought you money for trading. That extra money relieved some pressure. That extra money paid off some bills. That extra money allowed you some time to focus on trading. That extra money allowed you to trade a little bit more. And suddenly now you're focused. You're zeroed in on the ability to achieve because you started to realize that I'm not better than everybody else. I'm now easily motivated by everything around me. I'm not agitated anymore because I know that there's something better than this coming for me. I'm not impatient because I know everything takes a bit of time. I'm not dumb because I took the opportunities nobody else saw. It doesn't matter that I did bad in school now because I'm changing the way that I'm doing things. And now I don't have to worry about hearing the truth because I'm living the truth. That's where you want to be in life. That's how you want to succeed in life. That's how you will succeed in life, by putting those things into perspective. Okay. So with that being said, that's sort of what I wanted to talk about in terms of trading, in terms of psychology. I think this is very good. So for the 300 people that showed up, you have a little bit of gems that I guess people have talked about, and we will try and do this, like I said, again. And I just want people to keep this in mind. Like I said, the journey is very tough. It's very, very hard when you're trading, but take some of these ideas, things that I've said, this will help you. And I think you'll find that you'll have a better success rate when it comes to trading. And I think you'll have a new perspective on things. And I know maybe some of these things were just straightforward, or maybe they were things that you already knew. It's just sometimes you need to hear them from somebody else. Maybe these were new ideas to you, so maybe you have something to go with. So take it for what it is. If you thought this was a waste, hey, sorry about that. Maybe there's one thing that you take away. Ted's full of shit. If you thought this was a benefit, now maybe you have the ability to write some of this stuff down, and it'll help you. So just take it for what it is and find a positive in what I spoke about. If there was something that was wrong, take a positive from that. Say that, hey, I don't agree with any of this. I can do better. That's a positive from this, right? So look at every item that you come across as an opportunity, as a learning opportunity, not as a negative interaction. Look at it as, hey, I thought he was full of shit. I know I can do better than this. Then that's the positive out of it. And take that positive from it. So don't turn around and be negative about this experience. Look at it as a building block for your own, and do things that way. And I think you're going to find you're going to have a better result. And you don't have to tell me that I was shit. I don't really care. But if you know I was shit and you know that you didn't like any of this, then that's great, because now you have fuel for your own fire to build yourself better than me. And that's the ultimate reward. Okay, so look at that as the positive aspect of it. So you guys have a good night. Enjoy. I'm going to end the meeting now somehow. I don't know how to do this, but I'll figure this out. And we'll go from there. But we'll see everybody again the next pop-up Zoom call, right?